Hey, and welcome to another weigh-in video. I thought we'd talk about a couple different things today. I was going to show you my journal. I've talked about it before. I think I've showed it before. I started it back in 2018 when I started Weight Watchers. And I have every weigh day from the very first one recorded in here. So I always have it on paper. I have like, well, okay, so like there. The time is now. I tell you, I don't draw or, I can color, I can trace, I can do stuff like that. But there's 3 different sections. Look at there. Look what I already had in there from who knows when. Bloom where you are planted. See, that didn't just come about. But the one, I have a paperclip in 2 spots. One is where I record my weight, and one is where I don't show it to you yet because I made a little clip. I made a little, well, you'll see it in the clip. It's a little, like, racetrack, not a racetrack, but you'll see it. Where each block is 5 pounds apart. So when I get down to a certain weight, I get to color it in. And I got to color some in today. I will tell you how long it's been in the video, but there was something else that when I was flicking through, I just happened to, I need to really go through this regularly because it has some good insights, good ways to think, some ways that I was thinking, and then this one was like kind of a reflection, looking inside myself. So I thought, well, we'd talk about that in a minute, but let me give you my weight. Okay, let me set that down. So last week I lost 2.9. This week, drum roll, I lost another 2.9. What? I even went back and rechecked it and rechecked. I'm like, app, are you doing right? Sure enough, I lost another 2.9. So that makes me weigh 325.7. That's the lowest I have weighed since I started Weight Watchers 2 years ago. The lowest. That's the lowest I have weighed in many years. So I am super thrilled about that. Now here is the other part. Are you ready? That brings my total to 51.4. I lost 50 pounds. I can't walk down and show you my dance, but I can do this. That's the first time I have hit 50 pounds since starting this blasted journey back in 2018. You just don't know how happy that makes me. You just don't know. Listen, I hate talking about it. I hate trying to jinx it, because you know. But I just want to keep this momentum going. There is something about when you get on a losing streak, it just makes you want to do what you have to do to stay on that losing streak. And when you're on a up and down, or when you're on a gaining, there's a different mindset there too. Then you get into the mindset of, well, I don't care if it ain't going to work. If it ain't going to happen, I don't care. There's a different mindset for both. The trick is the mindset we have for when we are losing is the same one we need to have when we're not losing. Because the I don't care attitude is never going to get us back to where we need to be. Prime example. Now this is what I want to read to you. One of the pages I found. And I do stickers. And I don't know, something came in the mail. They were in a cooking magazine. They were in maybe that recipe binder I found at Wanda's. And it was like some cooking stickers. Just odd cooking stickers. Well, there was one that said, #1 oh, that's a bird. Oh, they're coming right off my house. As long as it ain't no bee. The bee season's gone, knock on wood. #1 taste tester. And I saw that, and I was just sitting there. I said, I put an arrow to it. I said, that was me. I ate everything. You know why? Because. And I just started writing. No particular order, just whatever came to my head. I started writing, why do I eat? Why do I eat so daggum much and all the time? Number one, I'm sad. I know a lot of you can relate to that. That's a big food trigger. When you get sad, you want to run to the comfort of your old friend, and your old friend is cakes and cookies and chips and ice cream. I'm bored. That something crawling on me? Lord Jesus. Whoa. Yes, it was. No. Whew, I got the chills now. I've got the most infested porch of varmints. Number two, I'm bored. How many of us eat because we're bored? When David would go to work, that's what I used to tell y'all. That was one of my biggest, hardest times. He would leave from work and I'd be sitting in there. I don't want you to see that. Makes you yawn too. And what I'd start looking for food. It helps now that he leaves hour or so later, so we eat later, so I'm full later in the evening, and then I get sleepy and fall asleep, and so I don't have time to eat anything, and if I do anything, it's always my popcorn. So the boredom at night, I finally got over that simply because his hours changed. That really helped me. Number three, because I'm mad. Do y'all eat when you get mad? Yep. These past few days, agitated as I've been, I could sit down and throw down on something and I just stare at it, and I mean, it's like the gunfight at the OK Corral. We're just staring each other down, just daring somebody to move. I've just not been doing it. I've been backing off. But that's another reason I eat. Because I'm happy. Heck yeah. I'm all happy and feeling good. I'm like, ooh, I'm going to get me some food. I'm going to just feel good. Are we coming to which is, well, there's another one. Then we're coming to the whole thing. I'm lonely. Do you ever get lonely and you just want to run to food? That's what I told you. That's that long lost friend. The food don't judge you, don't talk back to you. It just sits there and makes you feel better. So we have to figure out things to do to pass our loneliness. Like with me, it's these crafts lately, you know. Then the one I was talking about, if we were catching a little pattern, number 6, for every other emotion known to man, because that's what I am. I am an emotional eater. It does not matter what the emotion is, it makes me want food. I think that's probably the most common, I would dare say that's the most common reason people overeat and eat the wrong things is emotions. Number 7, because I did without as a child. Well, it's the truth. There were times where, like Mama said, we didn't have nothing in the refrigerator but a jug of water. Truth's the truth. And what we had, when we would get something, it wouldn't be, you know. So I think that's why when Mama got to a point to where she got her a good job, you know, and even though she got paid once a month, she said me and my brother knew payday, because we'd be sitting on the doorstep wanting to know, well, was he going to the grocery store? Because we only got to go once a month. And once a month is when we got our stuff. And, you know, if it didn't last, it didn't last. So we were SOL, just to put it bluntly. And so, from her not having, then all of a sudden, she tears up a grocery store. She just wants to buy food, and I think that's why I go through these. I try to rein it in, especially with the price of groceries. It used to be a whole lot easier. But if I don't have stuff in my cabinet and my freezer and extra stuff, I feel like I don't have anything. I feel like we're starving. I feel like we're not going to be able to eat if I don't have a bunch of stuff on backup. And I used to be way worse than I am now. I've gotten a whole lot better. But when you go without something, whether it's food or money or whatever, then I think it kind of makes you go hyper crazy when you do get around it. So yeah, that's just one of them. Because eating is a form of entertainment. Well, is it not? I can entertain myself with a box of Little Debbie's for an hour if it took that long to eat them. Food is entertainment. We go to food trucks, we go to festivals. A food festival is pure entertainment. We go to restaurants, that's pure entertainment. Because I like the taste. There we go. How many times do you eat until you're about sick to your stomach just because you like the way that food tastes? You just keep eating it and eating it because you just want to keep tasting it. You're not necessarily hungry because your stomach's about to explode, but your mouth just wants to keep tasting it, tasting it, tasting it. Here's a good one, because I feel hungry all the time. That was me yesterday. Listen, I wanted to eat all day, and I kind of did and I kind of didn't. The difference in it was I snacked. Hold on. I did snack. I ate my lunch for breakfast and my breakfast for lunch. And then I had snacks, like a 3-point thing of Pringles. And I crunched it. Oh, this was really good. One of those little 2-point pretzel bags that I got for Halloween. I crunched it up and put it in a pumpkin yogurt, which the pumpkin yogurt was the 4-point one, because it's the one I bought, when I bought my pumpkin stuff. I just crunched the bag up and poured it in that. Ooh, I'm going to be doing that with all my yogurts. It was really good. Give it a try. So if you get one of those Light and Fits flavored ones, they're 2 points. And then if you only want to do half the bag, you can do half the bag for 1 point. You can have 3 to 4 point snack. It was really good. And then I had a Baby Bell cheese. So I didn't have candy, I didn't have cookies, I didn't have cakes. I had, decent food. And then for supper, I ate like it was the end. I'll have that video up. I think it's scheduled to come up sometime today. Could be before this or could be after this. I don't know. But it was the pecan crusted cod. Oh my gosh. So good. I used the pecan meal that I got from Nutstop. I'm going to tell you what. It was good. I'm going to try chicken next. So I ate that. And I had me a couple pieces left. And I had a baked potato. I had some green beans. And I ate so much. And I still had... Well, when I started eating supper, I had already tracked my supper, and I still had 43 weeklies left, and they reset today. So I had tartar sauce that I made last week or whatever, for when we had fish, and I still had it in the refrigerator, and I have been wanting another fish sandwich ever since, and I made it my healthy tartar sauce. Listen, some tartar sauce is better than no tartar sauce. So I didn't count it when I ate it. I didn't measure it, nothing, because I had 43 weeklies, and there was no way under the shining sun was I going to eat 43 points worth of tartar sauce. So while I had been weighing and measuring everything I ate, I just didn't bother with that. I was just too hungry. I wanted to sit down and eat, and I knew I had plenty of points. Then, hold on, let me get this up here. Oh, here's a good one. Because why not? Why not eat? Let's think of it. A reason. All these other reasons, I don't feel good. So why not eat? I'm bored. Why not eat? I ain't got, I don't care. Why not eat? That's a tricky one. Here's a good one. Because I am delusional about my weight. Preach it, Sister Maness. delusional. For years I was delusional about my weight because it didn't bother me. My appearance, while I will like to be thin, no joke, it didn't bother me to the point that I wanted to do anything about it. It started bothering me when my health went down. So that's why I started the weight losses, because my health went in the toilet. It's not even in the toilet now, it's down in the darn sewer. It is way down the road somewhere in the drainage. So that's why I'm doing it. If I never lost another pound, I would not care that people look at me because of my size. So yeah, I was delusional because, two, you look at yourself in the mirror and you just see yourself. You don't see what other people see. You see pictures of yourself and then you're like, oh Lord, do I really look like that? Surely I don't. Like my before and after picture. Now I will say I do like my face better now than the big blowfish, what it was back in April of 2018. I will say that. I won't lie about that. Then the last one I had come up with was because I feel deprived if I don't. That goes back to not having as a child. Thinking that if I don't get what I want in the manner that I want it, the fat or the sugar or the just whatever it is, if everybody else is having it, then I'll feel deprived. These things we got to get over. So I just thought that was interesting. I just ran across it as I was flipping through there, and I thought, well, this weigh-in day, it's a good day to talk about it. So here is the elusive chart that I looked back, and when I hit 335, I have not colored in anything past this since it was like the last week of September to October. No joke. I have been waiting and waiting and waiting a year to color in anything lower. Now, if you notice over here, it goes to 120. I will never, ever be 120. But when I was drawing blocks, that's where it is. That's where it ended up at. I decided to leave the last one blank. I'm like, let's don't even try to put in 115. Listen, this is where I plan on stopping, at 175. Anything else is a bonus. That's my stopping point in my mind. The rest of this, gravy on the stuffing. So, this is what I get to do today. I get to color in 330. This, just don't know how exciting this is. I've had this chart in here since I started this journal in 2018. And I get to color in 325. Just barely, but counts in horseshoes, counts in weight. I went below 335, but never enough to get to 330. And if I did, it popped right back up. So it was never, I just never colored it. This is... Damn, hold on. This is the part that's not WW, but since I put up my tattoo video the other day, and really ever since I've been on camera, people have asked me, I'd like to know when you got your tattoo, or what they mean, or, different things like that. I've had a number of people, and then somebody else just asking me, and I thought, well, maybe I would do that in a video. Why not start today? So, I had wanted a tattoo forever. I think I always wanted a tattoo, but I grew up as one of those good girls, and good girls don't get tattoos. So one day, I was 53, and it dawned on me, girl, you are grown. You want a tattoo? Get a tattoo. So, I knew what I wanted. I automatically knew what I wanted, and that is flare. When she holds me, like if I hold her, she'll put her front little paws right there. That's why that's right there. When I hold her, because she would grab me like that. I wanted her paws, her hands, holding me. That's what I want. So if you can see, I will try to find a picture when it was fresh, because it was bright yellow. It was her colors matched perfectly, but my tattoos, my skin, well, hand tattoos fade easily, and yellow is going to fade easily. But my skin soaks up this ink. Even Matt is just like, yeah, your skin is so dry. When he puts the gel on, to do, when he does it, he says as soon as I rub it on, he says it soaks it in right away, and he has to put more on it, because my skin is like a sponge, and it's like, well, we'll get to this and I'll show you. I'll show you what I mean. But I took her up to the shop, because when you get her out and you play with her, she gets happy, or when she's warm, especially when she's happy. I can't never get her on camera at that point. She is bright yellow with some tinges of orange in her. She is gorgeous. So I took her up there. Everybody played with her. She got all happy. She brought her colors out. She was looking beautiful. He took pictures. Her hands, all her color. He had that blended and matched perfectly to her. So all you can see now, I can't hold it. I don't know how to hold it. Well, anyway, all you can see now, there they are, is her two little hands, and they have bled out. That's her name. It has bled out. It's nice and crisp. It's bled out. So that was my first one, and while I was there, I decided I wanted to know it. I really should have put lotion on before I come out here. Hold on a minute. Let me try to get that dry off. It's my own spit, my own body. I don't care. I wanted to know, and I wanted to ring. And I wanted to ring with my kids' names, but I didn't want it to show my kids' names. So, if you can see, it just looks like a decorative ring. When you turn it upside down, I don't know if it's backwards or not, it says R.J. Holly. So I had it specifically drawn to just look decorative to that person, but R.J. and Holly to me. So when I looked at it, I wanted to read it, not the other person. So that was my first and my second, and I got them at the same time. My next one, and I don't remember these in order, but I do remember my next one was, if we can see, it's none of the flowers, it's just this little bouquet of dandelions, and you can see that one, it is strong but breakable, and I want them into the stem of the dandelion. But, well, I missed this one up here, because that's me. I am a very strong woman, but people seem to forget that I'm still breakable. Out here, but inside, I am still very fragile, and I just wanted a tattoo that represented that. This one I got like somewhere along the line. And these don't hold up very well either. But it's wait, don't wait. I got that because that was my whole life. And I think it is all of our lives. Some things you need to wait on to do, and some things you don't. You need to just jump on and do it. So that was just a symbol to tell me to make sure that what you're doing is something you either need to wait on or you don't. Something you need to study on or just go ahead and do it. So that was just what that meant to me. I think next was my flowers. The sleeve, half sleeve. I started with I just wanted some flowers right here. That's how I started. So he just did my flowers. And I went back several times, and we just filled in until we got all the way around to the dandelion. And those I just wanted flowers. I wanted black and white flowers, gray with pops of color. So he's got pops of red, and it's kind of, oh, I wish I had to put lotion on. Not a very good time to show your tattoos if you're not lotioned up. So it's got just pops of like magenta red and yellow in there and some white. And so there was no meaning other than I wanted flowers. I like flowers. Then let's see. No specific time, and these have faded in as well. But you know what? I don't really care. I like the experience of a tattoo. I like the feel of a tattoo. I like the smell of the the ointment. I like everything about a tattoo. Several times, and you see I've been to the shop quite a few times, because all these you don't get done in one session. Some of these take 2 or 3 sessions, and then some of them you just, just depends. You're there an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Longest I ever spent was 5 hours of straight tattooing. I was there all day because, he would take smoke break or eat break or pee break, but straight up just full on tattooing was 5 hours was the most I set. My daughter set 6, so she beat me by an hour. She's got a beautiful geisha on her thigh. It's gorgeous. It was an original of his too. And so what was I saying about? Oh, these, I don't care that they're soaking in because I just don't care. I'll keep getting them as long as I can get them. But I took, I can't twist my arm. If you see that says Mama, and that says Deed, and you can see it has, like I said, it's expanded. I took 2 greeting cards, like both of them. Well, I know the one was from my mama, a letter she sent me in college, and she signed her name. So I took both of the greeting card from my mama, and that's my mama's mama. She called me Deed. Mama says she did not like my name. She did not like Kim. She did not like Kimberly. So she called me Dee, Deed for short. Until, oh my gosh, I was a grown old adult before I ever heard her the first time call me Kim. And when she called me Kim, I just didn't even know who she was talking to, because the only thing from birth that I ever recall her calling me was Deed. So I had that. He copied them directly off of the card and the letter and transferred them on there. So that is their actual handwriting. That's what those are. Now, let's see. Let's go over. We got that. Like, oh, this one I think I got. This was the first one I got after Flare. That's the one that says, "Be your own kind of beautiful." Now, do you see how that has soaked into my skin? It was as clear and crisp of a writing as you would ever want to see. But over the years, my skin soaks that ink up like a sponge. I wish it didn't. It's not legible like it was for, the first few years, but it is what it is. So I got that because that's one of my favorite sayings. Be your own kind of beautiful. Whatever beauty means to you, then be it. So I got that one before the flower. Then I don't know who I got next. Well, we'll just go to the fairy. She's upside down. If you can see her, I just call her my little forest fairy. I just told him I wanted a fairy. I just wanted a fairy. I like those colors, and I just wanted a fairy. And that's what he gave me. And she's got the greenery around her as her outfit and everything. And she's sitting on that purple flower, and she's just my forest fairy. She don't have a name. She just is. Then this is upside down. And it's hard to tell, but I went in and told him I wanted something with a K and a 13, and I wanted it interwoven so you really couldn't tell what it was, except that I would know. K for Kim and 13 because that's my lucky number. And that's what he come up with. We decided that's my little, my personal symbol for me. That's my my group symbol. That's my gang sign. Then, a few years back on Halloween, he was having a flash special. Flash are just little sheets of just little tattoos they draw, and it's not a personalized tattoo. It's just little tattoos they draw. So he had a Halloween flash sheet. So he was having a special for Halloween flash, and I went in and looked. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, yeah, but you know what? I really want a witch's hat. So he made me a witch's hat. I told you I love witches. So he made me, I can't turn it upside down, but isn't that, like, that's such a pretty hat. Now, the yellow has faded, and these are some wretched fingernails, so just deal with it. There's a 13 right there on her hat, and the yellow has faded in, but that's my Halloween hat. Then, I'm trying to look around, make sure I don't forget nobody. I got my witch before I got Sebastian, so this is, let me see if I can get up. This is my full-on witch. Can you see her? And I like her because she got thick thighs. I didn't tell him to do that. He gave her thick thighs. I like it. I just told him, I said, I want a sexy witch. This is his complete concept. He drew it. I looked at it. I liked it. I said, let's do it. So, that's my sexy witch. Then when Sebastian was born, I wanted a tattoo for him. This one has also soaked in. I've had it for over, it'll be almost, he'll be 4 in December, so I got it after he was born at some point. It is, this one is upside, I can't turn my hand upside down, but it's a heart, and that's the S that goes into Sebastian, and then his birthday. And it was, I got a picture of it, it just came up, as a matter of fact, I come across it in a picture. It wasn't a memory no time soon, but I come across it in a picture. Crispy, beautiful, clean lines and everything. There again, it has soaked into my skin. I don't know if this happens to a big population of people that get tattoos or not, but I know it happens to me. Then, let's see. Oh, I guess that. Okay, the last one to look at is my chest piece. If you can see that, I just wanted more flowers. This light orange down there, I would want to change that color. I'm not sure, because I have that bright orange one, but I like purple and I like teal. But it started, I wanted a chest piece. I knew that I wanted that. And it was more flowy. But then he got in there and started drawing. And before you knew it, I had this massive full color chest piece. And I was like, okay, I'm down with it. But I told him, while you're designing that, find me a really unique flower. I just want one unique flower that does not, nobody just gets tattooed regularly, and that is this. It's called a bat flower. How cool is that? So he just added that on at the same time. And I was going to tell you about, I said it on the video when I got my tattoo. He freehanded this. He stenciled the first part that we hit here. The rest of these flowers, he just went in and just tattooed them, because, I mean, he knew what kind they were, and he just tattooed them and placed them as he went. So it was it was very talented. And then, of course, you know, Noelle that I just got. See, she's still nice and crispy and dark because she's not peeled off yet. As it heals up, the top layer of skin with ink will slough off. So you wash it several times a day with your antibacterial soap, and then when you blot it dry, the top layer of skin and ink will start to come off, and then sometimes it'll just like flake into the sink. Listen, it's as exciting as when you sunburn and blister and you peel skin. It's just as exciting. Or when you got a dirty floor and you hear the things vacuuming up when you vacuum, just as just as thrilling. So anyway, those are my tattoos, and those are why I got them. Like I said, I started at 53 and I'm 58, and good Lord willing, the creek don't rise, I plan on getting them until I can't get them anymore. I do not have any on my lower body, on my legs, because of the lymphedema. It's not a good idea to go down there and introduce any trauma to legs that are prone to swelling. So unless they ever, when I lose weight, finally quit swelling, if I finally quit having lymphedema issues, then I'll move down to my legs. But until then, I will just keep filling up my upper body. I have in my mind, I don't know what I want. See, I was going to get a tattoo before this happened to Noel, and before COVID, I had a consultation with him the first of the year. He messaged me and said, could we reschedule? His wife had a car accident that morning. She has epilepsy, and she had a seizure and had a car accident. I'm like, well, obviously, of course. Well, in the meantime, he got her all straightened out. They got settled in. That's when I was told, you're going to have back surgery. Well, he messaged me and he said, well, do you want to come on in for our consult? Because I just wanted him to, I didn't have any idea what I wanted. I just want to sit down with him and just do some brainstorming. And I'm like, well, as luck would have it, I may be facing a back surgery, so I don't think it's a good idea to have an open wound. He said, he agreed with that. Then, no back surgery and COVID. All that together. Well, he was out of work because of COVID. Then, I had just not even, maybe, not a solid 2 weeks, not a solid 2 weeks before Noel passed, I had told myself, okay, go ahead and contact him. Let's get that consult going, see if he's back at it, because they had opened up the shops back in North Carolina. And then that happened. And so I knew what I wanted my next tattoo to be. I knew. I didn't have to consult about it. So I took him the screenshots and he did it. And there you go. So there you have it. There's the history of why I eat and why I get tattoos. Well, it's not why. It's just why they're what they are. I get them because I'm grown and I can. And I like them. And I enjoy it. And it's cathartic. And I think it's going to cut off. My phone's filling up, so I'll talk to you on the next video.